It's January, Kevin. You know what this means. Of course, the NFL playoffs are here, and we're going to cover that. But it means the Emmys. I figured I'd start with some award show talk. Did I tell you my problem with award shows?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So your Lions. I gotta say, I think they'll coast to San Francisco. I think our divisional final.
I'm worried about Tampa.
No, I don't know. I mean, they look good, but they looked good against a Philly team that quit 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, but at the same time, they were able to get pressure on the passer, and that's when Goff has problems. Is when he's under pressure. If they can if they need to do the exact same thing they did with the Rams, establish a run, go to play action, get a couple of scores, then have the defense knuckle down. Because the last time we played Tampa Bay, we beat them, I think, 20-6, and then which was the least amount of points that Tampa Bay scored. And then, I mean, Tampa Bay coming into the playoffs beat Charlotte 9-0.
You love that Charlotte, Kimmy. Carolina.
I love
Carolina
the Charlotte.
Panthers.
I love the Charlotte gimmick. I have to think before I say Carolina. I hate when they try to. It's like the Tennessee Titans. They're not the Tennessee Titans. They're Nashville.
The Nashville Titans.
They're the Nashville Titans.
Well, I'm gonna put the Lions in San Francisco in the NFC Championship. I think that.
That Lovey, the old Lovey's Green Bay team. But I tell you what, I sat there and watched that, and I went, they look good.
Yeah, they look good, and I told you what was going to happen. If Dallas doesn't get out to the lead, it's over. They cannot play from behind. And Dak, while he's a good quarterback, is not a great quarterback. His numbers at the end of the day was 470 yards or whatever, but they were chasing 30 points for all of that, playing a team that was giving them 15 yards off the ball.
Yeah, that was not that final score was like, the Green Bay was in the locker room, showered with their suits on halfway through the press conference, and they were
Dallas put.
We got another one. Let's go for 2.
But they had 4 third downs with no defense out there, which was troubling.
Yeah.
And then what do you think on the AFC side? The AFC is a little more interesting to me. I would have said Buffalo.
I would say Buffalo, except this is what I love. So I put an Instagram thing up, just the score. I think I said fuck yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And some guy said, "Hey man, I'm from Buffalo. I know where you're coming from." I said, "How could you possibly know where I'm coming from?" I said, "There's a little difference between losing 4 straight fucking Super Bowls and never even being in a Super Bowl." It's just like, come on, man. I get it. The heartache of losing 4 straight Super Bowls is miserable, but at least it's just like you were there.
Mm-hmm.
You had 4 straight years of Super Bowl parties with your team, and you're thinking, what? If I woke up in the Lions, I think I would just lay in bed in the fetal position, because I know that as soon as that's over, it's going to be that look in the sky, Leonardo. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the asteroid? What? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the asteroid's supposed to hit here right about game time. Oh, well, that makes sense. So,
what do you think? All right, so it's Buffalo and Kansas City first. What's happening there?
And they're at Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it snows in Green Bay and the stadium gets completely buried, and it's like they have a system that the entire town comes down, and it's just like the old putting out a fire gimmick back in the day with the buckets. I mean, I think that Green Bay would have started clearing the field at like 2:30. You know,
Yeah.
game day. So that's one thing. When your own team, and then when the mayor, I mean the governor of New York says you can't be on the roads, you can't be on the roads. I'm thinking, oh, that's nice for the guys that need to get treatment and everything else at the facility. Now they're out getting pulled over because what are you doing out? I've got a playoff game tomorrow. I've got to get some treatment. You can't get that done at your house? No, not so much. Pretty much have to go to the trade center. So I'm gonna go with with Buffalo.
Yeah. I think so.
I think that I'm sure that I mean Allen is so turnover prone, but I got a feeling. I just think that the Chiefs just don't have it this year. They're just not the same team.
No, agreed. But the thing that the mighty equalizer in some of these games is weather. And I know by me, I'm supposed to have the snow event Friday night into Saturday. Now, I don't know if that's going to extend as far north as Buffalo. Because if I'm getting 3 inches here, they're getting 12 up there. So I don't know if it's going to be another shitty, we're one stupid fumble in the fourth quarter.
I don't think they'll take 12. They might get it, but they won't be able to take it all.
Oh, yeah, it's tough taking 12 inches.
I'd rather take just the 3. Just
Right.
call it a
I
day.
prefer to take none, but I don't think that's an option when you live in Baltimore.
Nah,
I think
but
Buffalo, rather.
yeah. And then that's the second. The second game is we got the Ravens.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
You know, my thoughts on Baltimore are my losses every time I bet on them trying to cover this year.
Ugh.
So, as good as they've looked at certain times, they just couldn't seem to cover the goddamn 5 points or 4 points that I needed. So I don't know. I mean, it's a good team. They could do it, but I see
I just don't.
a Buffalo, San Francisco.
If you can make Baltimore have to throw the ball 15 times, you can beat them. I think. I think the key maybe push it and say 18.
You gotta be higher, yeah.
Maybe if they've got to throw the ball 18 times, you can beat them.
Frisco and Buffalo. What was that? They met, right? They were one of the 1990s Super Bowls, wasn't it? Dallas had Buffalo 2 years, 2 of those 4 years. 92 and 93. And then San Francisco. No, the Giants were one of them also. Giants, Buffalo. Maybe it wasn't Frisco. Anyway. So that's what I think our Super
Frisco,
Bowl
I
would
mean,
be.
it's like that's what Frisco's another one of those teams though that just they had their run where it just seemed like they were in every Super Bowl for so
The Montana and then Steve Young.
Steve Young.
The
I
backup
don't.
takes
I think that the I think Frisco. I think the quarterback can you get a couple of good shots on him. You can he's kind of small for an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, you do need some size. You got to be able to take
Even though he is kind of purdy.
Got a purdy mouth.
We got a pretty mouth, boy.
You lay any money on playoff games, or is it too unpredictable, too high charged?
Well, I actually laid some money on the Lions, and I got it. I got right as soon as the game was over. I said, "All right, let me see who they got." And I said, "Does it really matter?" And then as soon as Tampa Bay beat them, it was 6, And then last time I checked, it was 6.5. So it's already went up a half.
Oh, for this week.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it's Lions plus 6.5. I got Lions plus 6.
Yeah, as long as you keep it under a touch.
People that are friends of mine that went to the game said that it was so deafening in Ford Field.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of that's always had a feeling of an arena. You know, like
You said they're getting 6.5. This is just
Detroit's giving.
Oh, giving. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
And Tampa's taking it all, balls off the fucking that. But now they're taking 6.5. So,
But not 12.
no, not true.
Sure.
And Mayfield's got that bad rib. He can't take 12. Did you see the
Nowadays.
numbers that Peacock did on that bye game?
I was a little annoyed by the fact that it's restricted just to streaming. It makes it tougher to get. But no, what were the numbers?
Okay. I think
Steve, bring it up. What did they do?
Dom says 20. I knew it was close to 30 million.
Yeah.
Like nothing has touched that. Now, am I the only one that watched the stream and thought that the stream was off? Like optically, it felt a little bit like a acid trip. Like there were some times where it just wasn't. It wasn't as clear as like the next game I watched was just on Fox, and it was.
I was in the broadcast that I saw. They had it on in the restaurant in the lounge where I was eating, and it looked okay.
See,
I didn't see the whole game though.
Dom's saying he had some lag. I had some lag on mine.
Okay.
Here's another interesting one. I want to think 36.5 million households watched the Lions game, which is the most since the Super Bowl.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So are the citizens of Detroit in danger? This is a city that's going to burn the goddamn city down, right? If they get
if they didn't burn it down, this is the thing that kills me. I really think that when I watch a game that I am like completely like you can give me a clipboard and I got it. I'm in. And I'm watching the game, but I'm so emotionally invested that my brain is like a minute ahead. So I don't remember fucking Los Angeles taking their third time out. Okay? So we get the ball back on the no pass interference call on the fucking Samoan fucking android who I found out later on was Borg Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, I couldn't fucking tackle that kid. And we threw it to our boy number 14. He picks up the first down, and I'm thinking like, oh fuck! And all of a sudden we go up, we take a knee. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
You thought that they had a timeout.
I thought they had a timeout. I'm thinking like we're gonna give the ball back with like, and then I look down and I count across. I'm like, there's nothing there, and I'm like, and then they do it again, and you look at it and you do the math. You're like, oh, this fucker's over.
Yep.
And I'm like, but it was so anticlimactic because I was in a complete submarine, fucking depth charge, fucking drill for 30 seconds there. Where I'm like, what are they doing?
Yeah, couldn't celebrate with them.
No, I just by the time I gathered, it was over with. And, it was just like, ugh.
That would have been the most horrendous call in the history of playoff football. Just if they took a knee, they could stop the clock.
Just drop and take a knee. Let's throw the ball 3 times.
Well, Ryan from the gym, what's the difference between Dak Prescott and Linda Lovelace?
Linda doesn't choke on the big one.
There you go, Lynn. I guess that's the answer. Oh my God.
Montego Bay.
Did we get a? Oh,
She's
Montego
in
Bay.
Montego Bay.
All right,
Be
fantastic.
careful.
Uh,
Be careful when the sun goes down. If you're not at an all inclusive, Jamaica can get rough.
Yeah, don't go off the beaten
Remember the
path
first
there.
I was in the 80s. I was in Freeport. I was like, whoa.
All right. Anyone else from the audience? What can we get here?
No, I'm sorry. I was in Kingston.
Kingston,
We left Freeport and went to Kingston,
capital, right?
capital of the. It made Detroit look like fucking Palm Springs.
Eddie P. Any chance of making another timeline with Nash? Well, you never say never. We're not doing any timelines, but they were certainly a great series. Could happen. Who knows? Who else from the live? Ryan, did Rocket help you get a refund for that Chinese food at the MGM? No, they straightened it out, but it was just annoying to have to wait for all those credits. For God's sakes.